This is differentiation packet 33B. We're looking at some more implicit differentiation. And the first question actually tells us what we should be getting, but we want to make sure that we're able to get there the correct way. So some of the steps that we're looking at, we want to differentiate both sides with respect to x. We want to get all our dy dx's on one side, factor out dy dx, and then solve for dy dx equals. So when I look at this x cubed plus y cubed equals 18xy, I think I can differentiate this guy straightforward and this guy straightforward with a dy dx. This is going to require a product rule, right? We've got an 18xy. You could read that as 18x times y. So there's a product rule. Okay, so x cubed is going to just be 3x squared. You could say 3x squared dx dx. Well, dx dx is just 1, so that's why we don't normally write it. But if that helps, you can just keep that dx dx there so that you know every time you've got a variable, you differentiate with respect to x. The second one is going to be y cubed, so 3y squared, and now dy dx, and that dy dx has to stay. So if it helps, you can differentiate every single variable, including x, with respect to x, and just realize that that's going to become a 1, which is why we don't need it. On the other side of the equals, we're going to do a product rule. So f prime, or the first thing, 18x is 18 times the second, f prime g plus the derivative of the second times the first. Okay, so f prime g plus g prime f. That's how I remember it. Okay. So now we've got all of this stuff, and the second step is get the dy dx's on one side. So my dy dx terms are this guy and this guy. So I'm going to move this one left, which means this, which doesn't have a dy dx, is going to go to the other side. So when I write this all out, I'm going to have 3y squared dy dx minus the 18x dy dx that comes over. And on the other side, I have the 18y that was already there minus the 3x squared that came over. Right, so does that make sense? Third step, factor out dy dx. So these dy dx's are going to come out. I'm going to be left with 3y squared minus 18x, and the other side is what it is. And then I'm going to divide by that whole parentheses. So dy dx equals that big fraction. We can see that every coefficient is a multiple of 3, so I'm just going to divide everything by 3 and get 6y minus x squared over y squared minus 6x. And that is what we were supposed to get, so I know I've done it correctly.